Hey everybody, Chef Kimber, I'm back, and with it being the end of February, I thought it would be really fun to do some heart healthy bowls that I'm gonna meal prep. I am going off of Dr. Josh Axe's heart health protocol and heart healthy foods. So definitely staying away from things like highly processed, inflammatory oils, sugar, anything like that, that's not good for us. And I did print out a list, and I'll place a link in the notes so that you guys can click to his website and see all of this. But oats, salmon, whole grains, walnuts, leafy greens, avocado, berries, fresh herbs, tuna, black beans, olive oil, almonds, sweet potatoes, oranges, seeds, yogurt, cherries, dark chocolate, tomatoes, garlic, green tea, and Brussels sprouts are all things he recommends for heart health. So I just kind of threw a bowl together. I'm really excited. I'm gonna make you guys some anti-inflammatory quinoa. Check out that recipe. I already have a video for it. I'm gonna do roasted veggies, especially for the winter seasonal stuff. We got the Brussels sprouts that he named. We've got those cruciferous veggies, the broccoli, and then I did a butternut squash. That's gonna be really fun. I'm also gonna make a hummus and a tuna salad for this, and I'm gonna roast some chicken with it just because I'm meal prepping for my family, and we're gonna need chicken anyway. So I'll show you guys some bowls with tuna salad and some with chicken, but we'll go ahead and get started. First, I wanna preheat my oven. I'm gonna do 400, you could do 350, whatever. I just wanna kinda make it a little bit quicker today. And then I'm gonna start my quinoa. So I have water, just filtered water in here. I'm gonna use organic quinoa. You could use any color you want. I just have the white ones here. You could do red for heart health. That would be a fun play on this. I'm gonna use all that. You could do the tricolor if you want some more color. Cool. We're gonna keep some of these near us. So that's turned on. So oven's preheated, we get our quinoa going. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all these veggies prepared. So it is winter right now. I'll do a heart healthy salad during the warmer months. And if you guys really like this, let me know. I can show you a ton of different variations. Save all of my compost for my chickens. So any squash here would do really well with this. Oh, I'm gonna use my knife. So you could use a peeler or a knife. I guess I'll show you both. I like my knife. I have a lot of control with my knife skills. But if that's too much, I had a lot of employees at my cafes that really like to do the peeler. So. I got the whole thing peeled, and then it's just like a pumpkin or any other squash. It's gonna have the seeds in there, so we just wanna get a nice strong, I like to use a metal spoon. You could use whatever you'd like, and just scoop out the seeds and that extra fibery pulp in there. And our butternut squash, we just want to cut into chunks about the same size as the Brussels sprouts. So it's going to cook at around the same time. Got all my butternut squash cut up here. Next, I'm going to do my Brussels sprouts. So I was just thinking about my butternut squash, and again, any squash. There's so many, Kubota, Velcata, there's Carnival, Acorn, so many squashes you could use. If you're in a pinch, I know there's a lot of organic frozen cube butternut squash, so I would just recommend roasting it from frozen, because if you let it thaw first, it's just gonna be mush in your oven. So this is up to a boil. Now that this is cut, I'm gonna just bring it down to a simmer, and that's just gonna cook while we're doing everything else. But I have this really yummy mac and cheese. It's vegan in my cookbook, Happy Food, and I make the sauce out of butternut squash. So let me know if you want me to do that for you. I would love to cook that one. I might just do it for myself because I like it so much. I can't do dairy, and I really miss some of the fun things that other people eat more commonly. So with the Brussels sprouts, I just cut the ends off. I've grown my own Brussels sprouts before. They come on this huge big branch. It's really cool, a stalk. Probably what it's called, and I just love them. My kids love Brussels sprouts. I just think they're so versatile, and you can really make them taste like anything. They're like little baby cabbages. So we cut the ends off, and then I'm just doing quarters or halves depending on how big they are. Again, we want everything to be hot when we're done if you're eating this for a meal. So you want to make sure that everything cooks around the same time in the oven. And these butternut squash, probably gonna take the longest out of everything. So the Brussels sprouts can be a little bit bigger. And we have our broccoli. I'm actually gonna save my strainer for the beans for the hummus and the tuna for the tuna salad because I don't like to do extra dishes. So don't put that in the sink, keep that to the side. Broccoli, I'm actually gonna use the stems because they roast really good and I kind of like that spicy taste they have. So we'll first cut off the crowns. The crowns definitely burn the quickest out of all three of these, so keep them a little bit larger. We want them still to be bite-sized, but they will shrink just a tiny bit. We just don't want the tops of these crowns, our little trees, to burn while everything else is cooking and the stems are raw. I didn't say that. Cut the bottoms off. They're usually pretty tough and hard. From there, you want to skin the sides. You could use a peeler. I just use a knife, but you just want to peel the outer edge of the stem because it can get really thick and hard and it's not fun to chew. But the inside of this is totally tender and it's just like spicy. I just really like the spiciness. So we just want to get that rough skin off, just like an orange or even the butternut squash. We just want to get that skin off. You could eat the leaves if you wanted. And then I just cut the stems. Once they start to get to a little bit bigger size, I usually cut them in halves or quarters and then just finish cutting them. So this one I'll quarter. Perfect. So that just gives me more bulk to put in my bowls because I want to meal prep a lot so I don't have to do this. From here, we'll go ahead and just start putting everything onto these pans. So I know that the butternut squash is probably gonna take quite a bit of time. I want it to have a lot of air in between each piece. I want it in a single layer. If it's in a double layer, it is definitely gonna take the longest to cook. To the side here. And then we'll do our Brussels sprouts. And we can do broccoli on the same pan. So if you don't mind it all being mixed together, feel free. I'm gonna keep everything separate. That way my kids and my husband can go through and kind of pick if they want more of one thing or the other. I truly don't care. I can mix all of this up and be happy. I have chicken thighs, they're cheaper. The thigh meat usually has more fat and they stay moist a lot easier. So I just like the ease of these. They're not as temperamental as chicken breasts, so I'm just gonna put these on organic. We just wanna make sure it has no harmful carcinogens, antibiotics, anything like that. Perfect, cool. So I'm gonna wash my and I'm gonna season these. You can get creative if you want to. I think I'm gonna put some cumin on my butternut squash. I love that on sweet potatoes and butternut squash. So I'm gonna find that here. I'm gonna do some garlic on my Brussels sprouts and broccoli, and all of these are heart healthy, just boosting with nutrient density to help your heart even more. And then everything gets salt and pepper. I keep the chicken pretty plain. If you wanted to do like a lemon pepper or herbs, spices, whatever you wanted, I mean, please feel free. It just makes it taste different and just gives it that extra flavor. If you're meal prepping a lot, sometimes it's nice to have chicken with different flavorings for different meals. So I'm just gonna do salt and pepper. So you can do avocado. I just have an organic olive oil. This one's extra virgin, don't mind that. And just about 1 to 2 tablespoons per item. And then these, I usually don't do a ton of olive oil, just a little something. It's already got enough fat, really it does. Cool. And then I wanna go in order so that I don't have to wash my hands in between. So I'm gonna first do the broccoli. I'm not even gonna touch the chicken. I'm gonna do the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli, and you just wanna massage it on here as if it were like our marinated kale. I'm gonna just wash my hands after this and throw everything into the oven. I'm gonna start with about 20 minutes, only because it's at 400 degrees. We'll see where we get. And then I'll go ahead and get everything ready to start making our hummus. Welcome back. If you're back with me, I have everything ready here for our lemon garlic hummus. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it in a food processor. Again, this recipe is from my cookbook. It does say to use a food processor. You could use a high-powered blender, whatever works for you. I'm just gonna open this guy up. And mine's fancy. It's got this cool little gadget that wipes down the sides. When I first started doing this, there was nothing like this, so that's kind of nice. I did already. So I just drained 2 cans. I'm doing a double batch because I want extra of this to be frozen for me and in my fridge. But we have 2 cans of garbanzo beans just drained. Make sure you get organic always with everything. Our garbanzo beans are really high in glyphosate and actually are one of the most heavy glyphosated foods is hummus in stores if it's not organic. So just be mindful of that. And then from here, I'm gonna go ahead and you could use any bean. You could use pinto, I've done black, you could use kidney, whatever you'd like. We're gonna go ahead and add in our tahini. Tahini is great for heart health. It is sesame though, so just be mindful. Some people, like my youngest daughter, are really allergic to tahini. So we use sunflower butter. That's our alternative. You could really use any nut butter that you like if you wanted to. I just feel like sunflower has the same taste. So from there, let's go ahead and add our avocados. Oh, and then garlic. Just garlic cloves, throw them in. Avocados, you wanna slice them in half, open them up, that one's perfect, and then just pop that seed out. And then all of this will go in my compost to my chickens. A way to pick out your avocados, I get asked this a lot, is this little guy up here. Take it off, check the inside, that one's green and perfect, so you know this one's gonna look really good on the inside. I'm just gonna use the same spoon that I used for the tahini, and we'll just go ahead and get that avocado right out. Avocado has a little bit of brown in it. That doesn't bother me. If it has so much that I'm gonna taste it or it looks like it's going rotten or molding, I won't use that. But a little brown, I don't mind. I remember when I was writing this recipe in 2014 for my cookbook, and I just thought to myself, avocados are so great for you all around, but especially for heart health. There's actually research now that if you can have 2 avocados a day, that helps cardiovascular health significantly, so check that out. Dr. Josh Axe has that research on his website, but I remember just putting it in here. It's a filler, and why not? So I loved that. We're gonna go ahead and add in our cumin and start zesting my lemons, and then we will cut these in half and juice them as well. Just want to make sure, this is a lot of lemon, so if you don't like a lot of the citrus flavor, don't do the zest, just do the juice. If you don't like it at all, do apple cider vinegar instead of lemon, but you could do any citrus. I have a cilantro lime hummus that I absolutely love. I ate that for years and years, like every day for breakfast. It was crazy. But this one, again, you could do like a orange mint. You could do a grapefruit. You could do any flavor that feels good for you. Grapefruit rose would be fun. You could switch up the citrus for different nutrients. Tangerine, blood orange, navel, cutie. So really it's all up to you and your flavor preference, but this one was just always such a hit for me. And then you just want to get down to that white, don't go past that. You can have a little bit yellow left, that's okay. And then we just cut all these in half. So again, that's a lot of lemon in there. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, I'm not gonna actually take it off. It's gonna mess with my blade, but tons of lemon zest. I love it so much. If you don't have one of these cute little tools, you can just squeeze this with your hands. Just try to catch the seeds. And then I just want to add my olive oil next. So you could do avocado, you could do MCT oil if you're feeling real fancy. So if I was working with somebody that did have heart health, I would probably try to substitute the oil. So I do want to say that if they're having some serious cardiovascular stuff, I actually love bone broth because it's so healing for their gut. It also gets that oil out of there, so it's not going to mess with them. But then they're getting a lot of protein and a lot of different nutrients they need. So this is a double batch. It's getting really full. I'm not even going to put this thing on that wipes down the sides. I'm too old school. And then we'll lock this in and we're going to turn it on and just let it blend, and then we're going to add our parsley. So nice. So since I tried to take this off and show you guys, the oil is now leaking out, which is hilarious. And I love when this happens so you guys can see real life. That's totally okay. It's not going to mess with the flavor or anything like that. I do need to chop the parsley because I did a double batch, the whole stem, and I used the whole stem. You don't have to, you can cut off the ends. And I'm just gonna put it in and then turn it on. And it seems to be blending really well. Again, this is optional. It's just herbs are so healing for so many things. I just always wanna throw in herbs when I can. My timer is about to go off. So I'm gonna go ahead and check my oven. From here, look and see. Okay. Nice. So my broccoli and Brussels sprouts are done. You can see that the broccoli is getting dark on the top and the Brussels sprouts are just perfectly soft. If you're meal prepping this, definitely take this out now. I'm gonna place it right up here to cool. Just leave it there. And we're just gonna keep adding this parsley in and finish up our hummus. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Okay, so it's really green and creamy. And again, I think it's so funny that I tried to take this off and it made a mess. But look at that hummus. Oh my gosh. Look at that beautiful green. It's so creamy. It's like mousse-like from the avocado. It's so good. I'm gonna go ahead and try some. I left a piece of broccoli out. So raw broccoli. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Love that. I would saute veggies in that. I'm gonna put it all over these bowls. We're gonna put it in the tuna salad. So again, you don't have to use the parsley. You could keep that out for the tuna salad, but I like all the nutrients. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up and then we'll start making our tuna salad. Before we start our tuna salad, I'm gonna turn off this quinoa. It's ready to go. Show you all, it's just been cooking. So I'm just gonna fluff it up and stir it so the top quinoa gets a little bit more moisture and doesn't get crispy. And then we'll just set that to the side. And then our timer went off. For our butternut squash, so I just push it. And if it pops open, I know it's ready, so we'll put that here. And then I know our chicken's ready. You could temp it to 165. You can look at my other videos for that. And we're gonna let that cool. And then I'm gonna continue to get everything ready for the tuna salad. Started here. So we have our tuna. I'm gonna pour that into our bowl. If you've been watching the Heart Healthy, the whole bowl that I'm making here today, this is the same strainer I used for my veggies in the beginning that are roasted up here. And then our garbanzo beans, but just make sure you strain your tuna. I've done this with mackerel, sardines, anchovies, so all the omega-3s I can possibly get. And then we'll throw our raisins in. You don't have to use raisins if that's too sweet for you. I totally get it. We have our spicy brown mustard. Use any mustard you'd like. We just made our lemon garlic hummus from Happy Food Cookbook. If you don't have the time to make your own hummus, any hummus that you like will work and help bind this tuna salad together. Again, I added the parsley in mine. You could omit any other herb. The cilantro lime hummus from my cookbook would be really good in this too. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these celery stalks into tiny little diced pieces. So I like to go long ways. And then just cut them into tiny little dices. From here, I'm gonna just dice up an onion, about a half a cup. So we'll just use a half of one of these. Save all that for my compost. You could use a red, white, yellow, Spanish, really any onion that serves you. So I like to cut my onions really small. This is probably one of the most common. This, mushrooms, tomatoes are things people don't love to eat typically in America. So I like to hide anything I can to get them to eat it. So I just dice it really small. And then I'm not gonna lie, I thought I had carrots at my house to shred. I do not. So you would just shred up carrots, buy them shredded, add them in, and boom, that's everything we need here. Let me make sure. Yep, so we're just gonna go ahead and mix this together. Our mayo-free tuna salad. Again, you would have those pops of orange. I'll just throw some butternut squash on here. Pops of orange would be in there as well, and it would just make it so pretty. This you could do tuna, you could do salmon, chicken, egg, and just kind of create it how you want it. Take out the raisins, add some dill pickles chopped up. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this because it looks so yummy. And I'm in my own house. I'm just gonna use my spatula. So this recipe with the carrots, again, I can't believe I forgot them, but who cares? It's still so good. So good for your heart health, so high in omega-3s, great for your brain as well. We made this at Nourish when I was there, and I would make open-faced tuna salad melts. So I would make my bread, make the tuna salad, we would use local cheese and a tomato fried, and we would put this on top, and it was so popular, so filling, high in protein. And again, no mayonnaise, you get the garbanzo beans, which are great for heart health, great for more protein as well. And that pop of sweetness with the raisins is one of my favorite things. Again, do this how it feels good and tastes good for you. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Check out Happy Food Cookbook. Again, I love making recipes out of here because they're so easy and quick. They may seem intimidating, but they're really not. I'm gonna clean this up and get to making these bowls for you. All right, everybody, we're back. Build our own heart health bowls. We have to go watch their oldest sister, my oldest daughter, cheerlead. So we're gonna make our bowls. Everything here for heart health. We've got our anti-inflammatory quinoa, roasted veggies, and then they can choose between chicken and tuna salad. So Dylan here wants quinoa.
Bowl.
Which bowl did you want?
This one.
Okay.
It's okay.
Do you want, which one do you want separate?
I don't care.
Okay. So quinoa. And then she's gonna grab chicken and tuna. So quinoa, whole protein. It's got all essential amino acids, plus she's doing the chicken and the tuna salad, which makes me so happy. She's getting a ton of protein, some fiber in there with the different veggies and the quinoa. Reese, what do you want, girl?
I want this and broccoli.
Okay. Can I actually, here, let me do this.
Mommy, I want this bowl, the middle bowl.
Okay, and you want butternut squash?
Yeah.
And broccoli?
And broccoli.
Anything else?
I'll have some of those.
Brussels sprouts?
I'll have Brussels sprouts.
Okay, anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
You want hummus or anything?
No.
Okay, so that'll be their dinners. Thanks, girls. You can just put it to the side. You guys can go back down. Take it with you if you want.
Bye,
Okay.
like and subscribe.
Yes, please. Okay, hop down, girl. They made their bowls. I'm gonna make an actual heart health bowl that I'm gonna take with me. So we have our quinoa, and I'll just show you the full bowl. Quinoa looks perfect. And then we'll just do a little bit of broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, a ton of butternut squash, and then we're gonna do the tuna salad on this one. I could do the chicken, but I don't know, this is so fun to have this right now. So I'm gonna just put it to the side here. See that creamy texture. And then we'll just add some of the hummus on here. And you could do as much of any of this as you want, right? Customize it for you. Make it something you want to eat. And that right there is our heart health bowl. Look at that. It is so beautiful. Tons of protein, fiber, omega-3s, antioxidants, all the things you need, right? Check this out, try it. I hope you try all these recipes. I hope that you really focus on your heart health. It matters, and you can prevent and reverse heart disease. So I hope you love this recipe. I hope you try it. Let me know what you want me to make next. Like and subscribe, and I hope to cook for you guys soon.